So one of the most important things that I think is worth keeping in mind if you are looking to build a cloth diaper stash and do EC is that you want something that is going to be easy for you to take off quickly, because a big part of success with EC is your timing, right? You want to be prompt about being able to get that diaper off and offer the baby the potty. I would also add to that, not only do you want something that you can do quickly, that isn't going to frustrate you or cause you stress, but you want something that you can potentially do single-handedly. I have found that as my baby has gotten older, one of the things that I find myself doing very often these days is holding her single-handedly with my one arm and then ripping that diaper off with the other so that I can offer her the potty. And this is especially true when we are out and about. And so keep that in mind when you are choosing cloth diapers and picking a cloth diaper method. I would also add that you need a lot less absorbency when you're doing EC. I was really stressed out about my baby out peeing a diaper, but what I found is that because I'm not looking to get 2 hours out of a diaper, I'm not looking for a diaper to last 2 or 3 pees, I don't really have to worry about absorbency. And I actually find that we can get away with much trimmer options. So if you dislike bulk, that's kind of a plus, because usually more absorbency means more bulk. But a big part of EC for us has been changing her every time she wets if I miss it, because I want to preserve her feeling of being dry. So I'm changing very often, and I tend to not need as much absorbency as well. I would encourage you to consider natural fibers for a few reasons. One is if you are just totally overwhelmed by all the options, choosing natural fibers like cotton and hemp will immediately knock out a variety of brands and quite a few options and kind of help simplify things for you. The other thing that natural fibers will do is that they will tend to hold that moisture up against baby's skin, whereas synthetics like athletic wicking jersey and microfleece will wick that moisture away. Now, I could totally see wanting that if I am not changing every time baby wets, but a big part of EC is, being wet is not uncomfortable, and the hope is that they will signal or complain so that, we as parents can kind of learn that timing a little bit better or offer the potty. And so natural fibers tends to do that better than the synthetics do. I wish I had known how much our EC practice would evolve as my baby develops, and that it is not linear by any stretch of the imagination. We have days where we are successful with EC, where we're having a lot of catches. And then there have been days where, honestly, I don't know what was going on. I was constantly missing her timing and things just weren't working out. We were having potty resistance. So I would encourage you to, be flexible and understand that that may evolve. Your preferences in cloth diapering as your baby grows may also change and evolve. And I know when I was looking to purchase diapers, I just wanted to find one solution and be completely done forever and ever. And you can certainly just stick with one method. There's no rule that says that you have to have a diverse stash, but I will say that I have actually appreciated having a diverse stash, and I didn't think that I would. And a big part of that is because our EC practice has kind of changed for various reasons over the weeks and months. And so I do find having a variety of options has been helpful for us. So if your budget allows for that, if your laundry situation allows for that, I would encourage you to kind of keep an open mind with that as well. I will say that nighttime diapering is a completely different ballgame, and so I'm just going to be talking about daytime diapering options and kind of how it impacts things. And then I'll also say that when it comes to spraying out poopy diapers, I know I was kind of nervous about getting to the solid stage and what that was going to mean for cloth diapering, and I'd seen a lot of people complain about different methods, whether it's covers or elastics and poop getting in places and just being really frustrated about it. And what has actually ended up happening for us is that we tend to catch a lot of poops. And so I only hose out a poopy diaper maybe 3 or 4 times a month. So whatever frustration or grossness or inconvenience a particular method or a particular diaper has when it comes to spraying out poop is kind of negated by the fact that it happens so infrequently. So let's talk about all-in-ones. I think all-in-ones are a really nice choice for EC because they are one piece that you can kind of put on and take off very easily. You don't worry about anything falling out. And I have been very happy with the Grovia Organic. This is a side snap diaper. So instead of having the snaps in the front, it's got these stretchy tabs. There is one tongue of absorbency that is attached with an option to attach another one underneath, but we have never needed that, again, because we change so often. But it's nice to know that's an option if you need it. That has made this particular diaper extremely trim. So again, if you're, don't like bulk, and everyone says, oh, all-in-ones are super bulky, generally I would say that's true, but that's not the case for this diaper. I've also had great success with the Blueberry Simplex side snap. That diaper is constructed a little bit differently, but it's also a side snap diaper. And I should mention the reason why I really like side snaps is because it is a lot easier for me to rip that diaper off single-handedly on a side snap for some reason. I really struggle with kind of the front snap diapers being a little bit harder to kind of pull off single-handedly. The side snaps, I just have better leverage. And so Blueberry and Grovia both make side snap diapers that I have really enjoyed. I will also say that a lot of the front snap diapers, so this is a Blueberry as well, and you can see that they're constructed a little bit differently with the tongue that tucks in behind, and it kind of also functions like a pocket where you can stuff more if you need to. I do find that like this diaper and the Thirsties Natural are a little on the bulky side. They're a little bit overkill for what we need, and the Thirsties in particular has two tongues that are attached to the diaper, so there's no way to downgrade the absorbency on that diaper. But nonetheless, they're all really nice, and especially if you choose natural fibers when it comes to doing all-in-ones, natural fibers will definitely knock out a lot of the choices and kind of simplify things for you. A lot of people complain that all-in-ones are difficult to dry as well, but if you purchase some wool balls and chuck them into your dryer, it will definitely decrease your dry time. Let's talk about all-in-twos. This is a poopy. It looks like puppy, but it's pronounced poopy. It's a wool cover, and you have an insert that you can remove and sub out for a clean one and put in. I think all-in-twos have been a really nice option, again, because you can just single-handedly take the entire piece off. You don't have to worry about anything falling out. I would definitely say all-in-twos have worked better for us once we got out of the runny poop stage and we were reliably catching poops in the potty, because as you can see, that insert does not cover all of the cover. And so there's a high likelihood that poop is going to get on the cover. And if you're having to wash the cover as well every time, you might as well just invest in something like flats and covers, which is a lot less expensive in my opinion. Pockets. This is a Thirsties Natural pocket. What makes it natural is that this portion right here is cotton, which makes it very unusual for a pocket. I would say 99% of the pockets on the market are athletic wicking jersey or micro fleece right here. So if you are looking to do pockets and you want to stick to natural fibers, chances are you are probably going to be limited to Thirsties. If you know of another brand, please leave me a comment down below. The nice thing about pockets, again, it's one piece. You rip this bad boy off, nothing's gonna fall out, and you can downgrade your absorbency. So a lot of people prefer pockets because they want to be able to upgrade their absorbency. But in the case of EC, you may decide that you don't need that much, and so it gives you an opportunity to stuff it with something rather trim. This is a half bird's eye flat from Green Mountain Diapers. It is very thin. We have been able to do flats and covers like this with just this as the absorbency for quite a while. We don't have a lot of pockets in our stash just simply because, as you can see, I have plenty of laundry to fold as it is. I didn't think stuffing was really going to be my game. And, I just kind of wanted to have a few more options than just Thirsties. But I do really like this diaper. We do use it for certain occasions. And it's definitely a very easy option for EC. All right, fitted diapers. This is a Green Mountain Diapers Workhorse size medium fitted. You open this up and it's got this tongue insert here. And unless your fitted has snaps, which some of them do have snaps, you are going to want to secure this with like a Boingo or a Snappy. And I personally don't reach for fitteds all that often. I think fitteds are a nice choice if you are also planning to do like wool longies, because then your clothes will double as your diaper cover and all you have to do is just deal with this piece. Otherwise, if you are doing clothes and a cover and a fitted and, a securing method of some kind, that's 4 layers to get through. and that can kind of be a lot. You know, personally, in order to take advantage of sort of the elastics and the nice fit with the poop containment and everything, it does help to secure these diapers. Now, you certainly could just lay a fitted in a cover and do it that way and not secure it. But in my opinion, you know, you're missing out on the advantage of having that nice secure fit around the legs and the waist, which if you're in the runny poop stage is super important. So I'm kind of like, well, then why spend the money on fitteds? But some people really like fitteds, and if you're leaning that way, you may just find that as your baby gets older, if you're needing to be quick, that you just lay it in the cover and secure it with the cover. When it comes to like Snappis and Boingos, I will say that I actually prefer the Snappy because it is just one piece that I have to kind of get off. With the Boingo, I have to kind of figure out and catch two pieces. So I'm holding kind of two sharp things in my hand, which, you know, if you're out and about someplace and one of them drops, that's kind of a pain. The other thing that's nice about the Snappy is that you just have these little tabs, and that can be really helpful when it comes to trying to pull the diaper off, especially with my daughter's back to me and I'm kind of reaching around the front. I do find it kind of easier for me to kind of fiddle and feel for these to pull them off. All right, let's talk flats and prefolds because they have played out very similarly for us. These are both from Green Mountain Diapers. I have enjoyed both of these methods, but I will say that they are not ideal for that stage where you really have to kind of hurry and offer the potty, which for us was kind of between like 3.5, 4 months and up to about 6 months, 7 months. Now that my baby is a little bit older, she's 9 months now, I definitely find that I can say, you know, wait, and I have a little bit more time to be able to take things off and offer the potty. So it has given me the opportunity to be able to take a cover off and to be able to unsnappy or unboingo something and offer the potty. You can also pre-fold these into a cover like so you're not securing that around baby. It does make it a little bit easier. The pre-folds I find to be bulkier this method as opposed to doing a flat. Flats are going to be trimmer, so if bulk bothers you, keep that in mind. The biggest downside that I have found with doing flats and pre-folds that are pad folded is that if you are, let's say you're at Target and you are trying to offer baby the potty and you're taking the clothes off and you're ripping the cover off and you're trying to hold baby over the toilet, there is a very high likelihood that when you open this up, this absorbent portion is just going to tumble out. And it may tumble out onto the nasty, you know, gas station floor. It may tumble into the toilet. Again, it's a diaper. You can just stuff it in your wet bag and hopefully you have another one to use, but it's kind of gross. And, you know, you may not want your baby's cloth diapers touching those things. So that has been the biggest downside that I have found with doing something like pre-folds and flats that are pad folded into covers. Now, another option with either of these things, similar to the fitteds, is if you opt to go the wool route, you can just use wool longies or wool pants, basically, that are thick enough, that are lanolized, so that you're just taking off the pant layer and then you're just undoing the pre-fold or the flat. You will have to secure them around your baby. So that makes 3 steps to get through. But in the winter time, you know, 3 is more preferable than 4 in my opinion. So that's another option to consider as well. You can bypass having to use a Snappy or a Boingo if you do stretchy flats, because you can tuck stretchy flats around baby and just kind of hook your finger in there and in them and kind of pull them off. So stretchy flats, I think, are a little bit easier to deal with that way. And then you can still also pad fold a stretchy flat as well. So when it comes down to it, I find that we reach for 2 options the most. The first is our side snap all-in-one diapers. Especially in the summertime, this was really easy because she would just wear a dress or a t-shirt and a diaper, and I didn't have to worry about the absorbent portion leaking onto anything else. The cover and the absorbency were all contained. And like I said, the side snaps are very easy for me to sort of take off single-handedly. The other option that I would say we have used the most out of our stash has been the poopy wool cover, along with a Green Mountain Diapers half flat. I know with the covers and flats, I mentioned, you know, stuff can fall out really easily, but I will say that the wool has gripped the absorbency a little bit better. So I find that I don't have to worry about that quite as much with this particular method of flats and covers. So hopefully that has kind of given you some ideas for how different methods might play out within EC practice. If I can answer any questions for you, or if you're curious about other details, definitely let me know down in the comments, but hopefully you found this helpful. And I wish you the very best in doing cloth diapers and EC with your baby.